All right. Good to be back in Timmins. Nice to get a win. And, thought it was a hard-fought basketball game. Credit to Radford. They've got a team that just I thought they really played with a lot of intensity. And, Darius is out a couple guys, and, it's unfortunate, but I thought they came to play. And I knew they would. I've known Darius for a while. He comes from a great line, and he's going to be a heck of a head coach. But he had his guys playing hard, and they started with a bunch of length. They basically, Hart, the two-guard, didn't play, and so they basically went three forwards, with Walker and then Williams, and then they went with 22. So, they were six. They were almost 6'8", 6'9", and not quite what we prepared for. But, we missed a couple early open looks. I didn't think we were quite tough enough around the basket and on some of our finishes. I thought we missed a bunch of layups through contact, which give them credit, right? Like they affected our layups at the rim, and we were just in a little bit of a tractor pull for a little bit. But fortunately, our defense held up, and I thought we continued to play hard, and I thought we were pretty active, and so we were able to survive it, and then we started scoring a little bit, and then I thought the rest of the game, our efficiency offensively was pretty good, to go basically almost 6 minutes without scoring to start the game and then still finish with 81 points. Definitely proud of those guys. Deflections, I thought our hand activity was great. I told Jalen he had a Furman triple-double. He had 16, 10. He had 12 deflections, which is incredible in a game like that. And then Conley had 8. So, it's been an area of emphasis for us all offseason was we got to get back to our hand activity, and we got to get back to sitting down. And, we'd fight last year. We'd have many games with 20, 21, 22 deflections. And those two guys get 20 combined tonight. And that's what we want, and we got to continue to tighten some bolts on that end of the floor. Thought we had a few too many ball screen hiccups defensively. I thought we got driven a little bit too much, and then I thought we lost shooters at times. But, 18 assists and 12 turnovers with their pressure, I thought we did a pretty good job there. And then, man, we had some beautiful offensive possessions, especially in the second half. Last thing, and I'll take your questions, this group is just learning how to respond, and you look at, the Louisville game, some of our preseason stuff. You look at tonight, they shrunk the game. They kept playing. They had a lot of momentum. And then, man, we hit them with a big run. And, so this group, they've got that response mechanism to them that they didn't panic. They didn't get tight. They just, great team talk in the timeouts. And, hey, let's get back to what we're doing. Let's get stops. Let's get the game in transition. And, let's move this ball around. Let's play. And I think they were rewarded for that and got a nice 17-point win. So hard-fought game. Lost the battle with boards by 1, which is a little bit disappointing. That's 2 games in a row that we've lost the battle with the boards by 1. We got to continue to clean that up. I did think we were better there in the second half. We were down 5 on the glass at halftime, and I thought we made a more concerted effort in the second half. And that's where Jalen had some big-time rebounds there in the second half, going up with 2, but didn't have a guy with more than 5 past that. Garrett had 5 and Conley had 5. We got to continue, to tighten up a little bit rebound-wise.
Coach, let's talk about Alex Williams. 2 threes kind of get the offense going after the lull to start. And I thought the biggest play of the night, or biggest sequence of the night, was he saves the ball when he's out of bounds. He comes back, next trip down on their end, disrupts the dunk, then draws the charge all the same. That's kind of the essence of Furman defense.
Yeah, Scott, I've been telling everybody those kids are going to be good, and part of it is I've got to trust them enough to throw them out there and play them. It's really, and I knew this was going to happen. It's the hardest part of this year with guys being able to come back and have the extra year. We've got Scott. We got guys that could play over there. Joe Anderson can help us. There's no doubt. Jalen Pugh can help us. Ben Beaker can help us. And what it comes down to is, you only got so many guys you can put in the game rotationally and to give quality minutes to a point where they're going to develop. And it makes you, as a coach, you got to make some hard decisions. And, these are to play Alex and to play James. We already knew we were going to play Pegues. It was a decision where we felt like over the course of time, if those guys get the reps, they give us something a little bit different size-wise. And that's really – repass gives us something, a scoring threat down there around the basket, and then Alex just gives us another body. And really, that's what it came down to, But he's also a big-time three-point threat with size. And you could see it tonight. He's a confident player. And, he's starting to pick up our system a little bit better. But, man, I told him, it's funny. We were actually in here earlier today, and I said, hey, look, just relax when you go out there. Try not to throw the first one up. Let's see if we can get a drive. Let's see if we can get an offensive rebound, get fouled, get to the free throw line. And he goes, Coach, you know what? You're right. I just need to settle in a little bit. And, man, they swung that thing to the corner, and he fired that thing up there, and he hit it. And but that's just who he is. He's a big shot maker, and he can make them. And we've seen it all summer, and we've seen it all fall. He makes shots. He's a shooter, and he's got size on him. And, he's going to continue to get better as he plays hard. He took that charge tonight. He did a lot of good things out there. And, we got to get him some minutes. We got to continue getting, repass some minutes. Obviously, Pagisa's going to play. Marcus is continuing to grow up. We saw that growth tonight. I really think we're going to have us a good bench, as this team continues to develop. And, really you look at it tonight, 17 points off the bench. For us, historically, that's a good night for us off the bench. So, I think those guys they've got room to continue to grow. So we're excited about that.
One of the guys you mentioned, Marcus, I felt like he's sort of got a body for a game like this. Physical. He gives you an element maybe that you missed without him last year for various reasons. Just talk about the difference maker he can be, and it's almost like he's so strong. I think sort of comparable to Bothwell in the way he can drive and just hold off a defender if he literally can't get around him. Just talk about it.
Yeah, so talk about Marcus Foster. You can see, he's made strides in a lot of areas of his game. Looks a little bit more refined out there, even though I think we can still, tighten some bolts. I thought he was loose with his finishing tonight, and we got to continue to work on that. I think he had a few turnovers that I think we continue to work on. But I'll tell you this, he stepped in that ball. You can see he's worked on his perimeter shot. Really, really nice three ball at the top of the key. He's been in the gym. He had 9 points, almost had double figures tonight. He's just really starting to buy into playing the way that we've got to play. And he gives us a tool where, one dribble, he's the arc to the basket, and it's a weapon. Now he's got to continue to just see the floor, see where the help's coming from. People are really starting to bring a second defender on because he's going to have to show that he can kick those balls to the open player. But I like, I'm a big presence guy, and I just like his presence. I like his stature out there, and I think, he's put in the work and he's playing hard, and you just develop, you start to trust that. And so I'm comfortable with him out there. We play him a little bit at the 3, we play him a little bit at the 4. Couldn't be more proud of just his growth. And I just like with these freshmen, I don't think he's done. I think he's going to continue to get better. He hadn't played much. He came in here and he redshirted, and then last year we have COVID year, and there's no fans out there, and he plays a little bit, but he gets hurt. This is really his first season, and so we're starting to see some of this development. I thought he could have been a little bit more active on the glass tonight. That's something that he can be a lead at, but he did make some buckets for us. He did drive the ball. He hit that 3, and he's a plus 12 in 19 minutes. That's half the game plus 12. That's a pretty good night.
Coach, you can't do really one thing well only and play for this team. And I think, people maybe look at your box scores over there and say, well, Conley Garrison, he's the 3-point shooter. But tonight, obviously, he's a lot more than just a 3-point shooter. I thought huge play in the game was tip away and scoop up and lay up. Big momentum play for you.
Conley Garrison is a ball player. He is a baller. And he does everything that we love as a program. He's tough, he's competitive, he makes shots, he makes reads, he fights on defense, he takes a ton of pride in how he plays. And the game just finds energy. It's just funny how it happens. When you get guys that are just committed to playing with that much heart and that much grit and that much care and that much try, the game just gives them opportunities, and they just find their way to them. And he just does it. He competes every single possession. You don't have to tell him to get in the stance. You don't have to tell him to see the weak side. You don't have to tell him and listen, he makes mistakes. Don't get me wrong, but his heart, right? His passion, his care. It's incredible. And and then he goes out there and he has the toughness to go in there and bang 3 threes. 3 for 4 from 3. It's probably bad coaching not getting him a few more looks. But man, he just gets his hands on balls. He has 14 points tonight on 5 shots, and has 4 steals. So I wish we had him around here a little bit longer. But I tell you this, as long as we have him, we're going to play him as much as we can. He embodies Furman, and he embodies Furman basketball. And I couldn't say enough about how much I love him being in this program.
Coming back to practice after a tough loss at Belmont, what was that like with this team? Because that was the first time they had experienced a setback during the season. I know the first one can be the toughest one. What was that like, the response to that?
They were great. I mean, you lose at Belmont, it's 5 super seniors. It's one of the best Belmont teams, they do an incredible job. They got great tradition. It was a high-level basketball game, and we had opportunities to win the game. They made incredible plays, and they won the game. We could have come back and played a 9-1, but we chose not to. We feel like we're at the point in our program where we're going to open up with a Division II team, North Greenville, where I played, and we're going to try to play real games. And we're going to try to challenge ourselves, and that's going to be in Timmins. That's going to be on the road. But at some point as a program, right, like you got to go test yourself against the best. And, there's not any moping around that we lost to Belmont, right? There's a lot of clips of how we can learn from it, okay? There's a lot of clips of how we can grow from it. But going through what we went through there helped us tonight. I mean, we got some adversity tonight. They made a run. They cut it to, 3? I mean, it wasn't like it, They led the game a little bit at the front, but that stuff helps you, right? When you go challenge yourself against the best and you get to play in a high-level mid-major basketball game, that's one of the best college basketball games of the night, of the week. I mean, that was a treat. It just was awful that somebody had to lose a game. And, we coughed it up 20 times, and, we fouled a 3-point shooter. We missed a couple blockouts. We had a couple execution errors. Get better. It's the same message it's going to be tomorrow. Like, you won the game, but, hey, 2 more turnovers than we want to have, right? We want to have 10 turnovers. We want to rebound a little bit better, right? We want to be a little cleaner on offense. We want to be a little cleaner on defense. Get better. And that's where this program has to be, is every day it's just, hey, how can we deliberately improve just a little bit more? And you win or you go learn and you move on. And, I don't regret that game, man. That game, there was a million lessons in that game. And I guarantee you this, that Belmont game will pay huge dividends for this program in this season, because you come back and you play somebody that really doesn't give you much of a challenge. You don't know what you need to do, right? And so give our guys credit. We had to face some pressure tonight, and hey, they put a 1-2-2 on us, right? We know historically we've struggled there at times. Well, thought we did pretty good on that, right? Took care of the ball, and so that's what this early season's about, and so. How they responded, we got back, we watched it, we showed ourselves the truth, we showed ourselves the thing that we got to do a little bit better, and we tried to do it tonight. And we'll watch this one, we'll do the same thing, and then, hey, Navy beat Virginia, it's going to be a heck of a basketball game. And so we got to go get better tomorrow and come back in here Sunday at 3 and be ready to play. Good. Thank y'all.